Hello, Americans. I'm in the kitchen today going to try and explain how to make sausage. Here's one part of the health care bill that Obama says is deficit neutral. But did he forget the doctor fix? Did he forget abortion coverage? Wow. How many can one have? What does CBO score that on? 1 in a lifetime? Or will there be 12, like a 12-pack? Kill 12 times a year. Over 10 years, that's 120. 120 abortions per American. Well, I'm going to cook the books. Here we go. Let's cook the books. Whoa, I'm cooking the book. Enron went to prison. Bernie Madoff went to prison. Okay, we all know about paychecks, earning money, right? I think I've lined this up, and this is where some people miss the boat. Here is union dues. Well, vote no on card check. We don't need any more of our paycheck missing. Here is what the federal taxes are collected on. This little cookie jar. They dip into this cookie jar whenever they need money. Here's FICA. FICA, well, of course, there's pennies. Pennies on the dollar. FICA is what Medicare is. We are assuming we contribute to FICA, and we will collect $100 a month. Let's just use round terms. $100 a month. Hey, Benjamin, how you doing? Now, here is state withholding, and here is Social Security. Nothing in Social Security. Nothing in Social Security. Now, they come up with a new plan called the Class Act. Now, you remember this dollar here. We get $100 a month. Well, this is all the money we have left after we take out our taxes. Now, the Class Act means if we put dollars in a fund that after 5 years we can withdraw that money at a certain age. But what they're not telling you is our FICA reimbursement, which or the $100 we expect, that since we are now taking our money out of this Class Act jar, we will now only get a half of what we were entitled to. Not both. We get one or the other. More money out of Class Act, less money we're entitled to. And guess what, folks? It's all our money. Healthcare savings accounts. It was our money, not FICA, and we spend it the way we want to. Not for Class Act to say, no, you can't spend it on that. Go to www.congress.org and voice your opinion to your representatives. Look at what Open Secrets has. Check that out. Whoa, Nelly. Now, healthcare and the drug companies and pharmaceutical companies, you can look at that at Taxpayers Against Fraud, TAF. Now, I'm still making sausage, so I'm just checking. Now, Fannie and Freddie will need billions and trillions. How many members took Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac cash? Not sure. I see Tom Coburn is on. Nice senator.
There's 1,697 times that the Secretary of HHS...
Go to his website. You'll learn a lot of what our Congress does. Now, back to the meltdown. You've all heard the meltdown. This is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They said that caused the meltdown. Everyone is upset. Upside down. We'll need billions for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, you remember, Congress didn't say it was Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They said it was Goldman Sachs and the banks. They drilled into our heads. Fannie Mae, Goldman Sachs, it was the banks. Was the bank bailout hush money? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, you can say it was us. We caused the meltdown. Or was it Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Was it Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac? Tom Coburn says Department of Justice. Billions in year-end budgets that they keep. They keep that. They collect pay for not even working. Why would Congress leave that? Well, they do nothing. Why? Why do they do nothing? Well, gosh, if the Department of Justice did stuff, would Burris be in jail? Would Dodd be in jail? Would Conrad and others? How many members of Congress would be in jail? Now, back to our money. There's our money. There's the union dues. Hopefully we won't have union dues. There's our money. Now, here is Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi. Tell them to stop. No one's policing the banks. That must be Secretary Sebelius. Now, Fannie and Freddie. It's all Fannie and Freddie's. Wait a minute. I'm now confused. Was the meltdown from the banks or Fannie and Freddie? Now, there's our trees, the rainforest. Okay.
There's $100 billion by conservative estimates in fraud in Medicare and Medicaid a year. And this bill goes after
I got a few other things here. Hopefully you can see these. I'll turn on my lights.
out of the free. Not $200 billion, not $20 billion. We're after $2 billion.
Now, millions were unemployed. Millions were unemployed. Millions and billions for banks. But they're just loans. They're going to give it back to us. Millions are unemployed. Seniors, there's millions of seniors. Millions. They got actually no raises because of inflation. They said inflation is why seniors didn't get raises. But look here, Congress, 5.8% raises. Government budgets up 12%. Secretary Clinton, 33%. Let me show you that again in the light. Secretary Clinton up 33%. Are we going to have 2010 Travelgate all over again? Now, you got CO2. They want money out of CO2. I guess we'll just call this CO2. Here you go. This is CO2 money now. Now they want us to put money in CO2. Billions in CO2. Billions and billions. But actually, here's Copenhagen. Do you want to spend billions of dollars, or why don't we just go to 4-day work week? Will CBO score that? In other words, here, to make it easy, right now, Well, I'm using Hard Rock, Cocoa, and Joe. Works 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Now, what if we give all Americans, anyone who's got a job, we take 1 day off. Just take 1 day off. Now, Hard Rock, Cocoa, and Joe work 4 days. They work 4 days a week. Now, you ask,